Hey guys, this is Remy. This is my Miata. I had this car already for 13 years now.
But at some point I just left it there. Until today I finally decided to get this thing back to life. The problem, I don't have any experience. Never welded, never done bodywork. But I'm going to do this together with my friend Ka and try and fix this as two total amateurs. At least Ka has a little bit of experience. Let's go! First step is figuring out how bad the rust actually is. And we knew it was gonna be bad, but this is even worse. So before we got started, I already ordered some repair panels which we can use to repair some of the parts where we already thought that they wouldn't be too good. It's time to get this project started and get it back to its old glory. Here we're inspecting the driver's side quarter panel and we think it looks pretty okay, but little did we know what was under there.
This doesn't seem too bad. So here, this feels really weak. So we have to remove this side skirt, which we bolted on the bottom. So we got to remove these screws. No. Oh my god. This is not looking good, is it? Even this. It's like the structural part, I think. Is it not?
The inner structure is still hard. Oh,
Or not?
or not.
Are you still saying it's not that bad? Uh-oh.
Some of these bolts have to be removed with an angle grinder.
Oh. Remove the side skirt. What are we seeing under this? It's not too bad. I think, maybe. A little bit of rust, but oh yeah, here. Oh! Yeah, it's just dirt. So, yeah, so these screws here that broke off, these are for the front panel. Nice. So we have to drill them out as well.
A real amateur at work here, trying to figure out which parts are hard and which are rusted. So time to clean up and see how far the rust extends.
Okay, so this seems pretty okay. So we can use this. We can use this.
Yep.
So we can use that to weld this panel on. So hopefully that works. And then, yeah, so you can see this is the weak part of the Miata or the MX-5. That's something that rusts a lot. So yeah, not really surprised that this is happening, especially because we didn't do a lot to it. So you can see here, so this is the rust. Yeah, this is not good. Let's just do it.
Let's grind this sill off and hopefully there are no more nasty surprises under there.
Okay, so there are some spot welds in here that we need to get off, so we can get this off and then cut this.
As we didn't have the right tools, we had to do it the hard way. So we're removing all the rusty parts because those have to be gone. And then we have clean metal to work with.
So it's almost off. We're just using violence now to get it off. Let's go, let's do it. Get it off. We cut off a lot, but there's still this part that we have to get off. And it's spot welded. It's really hard to get off. I don't know how. So we need to get this off. This part we need to get off. What's this?
Patch panel.
So while I was struggling to get this thing off, Ka already decided to work on the replacement panel.
Bump it! Bump it!
Ka thinks it's a good idea to make some indentations in here because it looks a little bit like what it was.
Carmen is trying to fabricate it right there.
Well, you can see us really struggling to get this thing off. Having the proper tools is so important, like a spot weld drill in this case, but we have to do it with the angle grinder.
Nice. Finally this thing off.
And let's test the new patch panel that Ka made.
Ja, moet ook wat meer buiten. Ik ben gewoon. Yeah. Okay, so we finally got this thing off. It took way too much time. But yeah, I mean, I don't have experience with it, so I think we did pretty well for like cutting up the car. My car for the first time. Oh, my car! Look at it! So I think we should clean it up now and prepare it a little bit better. Yeah, let's do it. So we're fitting on the new plate, maybe, yeah. Which Ka made himself.
So we're test fitting this new panel and hammering it into place and shape so it fits properly.
She's not bad, she's not bad, she's not bad.
The patch panel was a little bit too big, so we have to grind it down and make it fit. And afterwards we can start with the welding.
Klasse.
Lasse.
Lasse.
Lessing. You going to lesson? Lekker lessen.
So Ka already has a little bit of experience with welding and that is very helpful.
Nice welds or not?
Very nice.
Aja. Aja. Aja.
Ik ben ook niet een pro-lasserd.
These are not the nicest welds, I agree.
Lelijk.
But it's stuck in there, so let's grind it down and make it nice and smooth. After the welding and grinding, we're adding a coat of primer to protect the bare metal from rusting again. And some body sealant to make sure that there's no moist coming in.
Okay, so this was day one and we made progress, so I'm happy about that. We got the thing out, we have something in, but there's so much more to do. Oh my god! Day two. So today we're gonna continue with this part. See, there's already a little bit of rust coming back, but you know, we're gonna put on the panel, maybe grind off a little bit more on the top and see what's behind there, and maybe on the back side, so we can see what we have there. Don't know. Hope it's not that bad. So we cleaned this up a little bit here, so make it nice and straight. And we're gonna cut this down, and then we're gonna weld it on like this. It's starting to rain. So we moved inside. So what are you doing?
Making this piece of junk fit.
Piece of junk. Ayya!
The
We're
plane
going to
is...
cut it here.
Yes.
Here to here.
Yes. And here, cut it here. Along this line, so that line is
Has to be
is
straight.
straight.
Straighto. Then it has to bend all the way down there.
Sweaty knees, you know.
Sweaty knees from the
pillow.
dirty pillow from Martin.
Pillow.
So we marked it here and there. So that you have to cut it here straight, like really straight, otherwise it looks like shit. So I don't know, is this straight?
Straight enough.
Straight enough? Maybe a little bit much more than not enough, eh? Yeah. Hey, aye.
So here we go, trying to cut this nice and straight.
So we cut it off. Oh, it looks pretty straight, I think. Maybe. Let's see if it fits.
Straight enough.
Straight enough. As straight can be.
No.
And? Yeah. It's not too bad.
So now it's time to cut the top part, and we do it while it's on the car. So we know that the cut is going to be on the same place where we have to weld the two pieces together.
Trying to see if it fits now. Maybe we need to do a little bit of adjustments here and there, but it's looking pretty good. So let's take a closer look. Hiya! Look at this. This is looking good. This is like perfect. Look at this. Look. I'm actually really happy with that result. How about you, Ka?
Perfect.
Very good, very good.
Very good.
Very good. Martin's work on his Golf.
For spot welding.
So this tool makes holes into the panel, so it's easy to make spot welds. With spot welds you weld two panels together which are on top of each other rather than on the edge, and joining them together through the edge. So you're joining them together through these holes and they get stuck. Or not. But somehow these spot welds don't seem to stick.
Kak. So what's happening? What's going on?
So the welds were not sticking because either it wasn't clean enough under or the metal wasn't good enough anymore. So we decided to add more holes to create more spot welds. And hopefully this works, otherwise we have to take this whole thing off again. So this seems to have done the trick, and now we're ready to weld in the rest. Hammering the panel into shape. And some more welding.
Not bad.
But
Not bad at all. Happy.
We're roughing up the surface, making it ready for the next phase.
done.
It's looking good. That is looking good. Okay, so we've welded the new part in, and it's time to add some putty to it. I think it's called that putty. I don't know, plamuur in Dutch. So that's the next step. So we're gonna put it on. We gotta sand it down, make it nice and smooth, and hopefully it looks a lot better. Potty training.
Or Bondo.
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 Bondo. Yeah, Bondo. Hey. So we're gonna put it on here. Here. What's that?
Hardener.
Hardener.
Straight and hard.
Normally it's blue. So how do you know how much you have to put on the hardener or in? Doesn't matter.
2%.
2%, give or take.
Approximately.
Maybe 2%, maybe more. I hope you did it right. Looks professional. This is also how you fry rice in the wok.
In the wok.
In the wok, fry rice.
So with the body filler on, we're going outside to sand it because there will be a lot of dust.
And it starts to rain right away. So we can feel that there's a little bit of a dent here. We probably think it's because of the heat generated when we were welding, so then add a little bit more putty to it.
By adding body filler into the dent, we can sand it down and make it nice and smooth.
So it's time to sand it down now, make it nice and smooth, ready for whenever we're gonna paint it, but we also need to do all the other sides, but we're starting here.
So with this process we add body filler and then feel if it's like nice and smooth. If it's not, we have to add more body filler, sand it down and repeat the process over and over again until we are happy with the result. And this is just the start of our project, so if you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe and like button. It will help us a lot. And it will also help you keep track of this project.
So we're not finished yet today. We put on the putty and we sanded it a lot, but there's still like a couple of things that we want to smooth out. So, but it's dark outside already. It's late. We're gonna continue another day. You can see Ka is putting some primer on to, well, at least like cover some of the parts so they don't rust anymore. But we can sand it off, and we can do another layer of putty and sanding it another time. So yeah, we're gonna continue soon with this. So yeah, that's a lot of primer.
So be welcome.
So we're back here today with Kaming. We see Martin working on his board. And so we can see what we did here. It's looking okay. Still needs a little bit of work. So look at it. So the plan for today is to look at this. We're gonna clean it up under here. And then we're gonna cut this and see what's here. We're gonna see what's under here, see how bad it is. We can see there's a little bit of rust in here. Let's see how that looks. So if you look closely here, if you check this, you see this has already been repaired. So it's soft here under here. So we're just gonna grind it down and then see what happens. Okay, ready to start grinding. Here, here, here. Okay, we've cut this.
Oh!
Honestly, this does not look good and it seems like there is a lot more.
So we rolled the fenders here and we didn't put any sealant there, so we're afraid that it has been rusting for some time, and you can see it here already. We have to discover how much more rust there is.
Dun, dun.
So we have to keep on removing more until the rust stops. And with removing more, and the question rises, how are we going to fix this?
Mamma mia! Okay, so we've been grinding away a lot of the plate work here. The more we go there, we can see it's like getting a little bit worse. So we have to keep removing more and more, and then hopefully it stops somewhere.
So we're loosening the rear bumper here because there's more rust to remove.
Okay, so we've been grinding off quite some bit. We were a little bit afraid that the rust would go like really deep under the panel, but it stops here. So this is looking pretty good. We're gonna clean this up completely. We'll put some de-rust on this, and then we're gonna get it gone. This you have to remove this completely. So the whole thing, the whole arch down here. So those are the next steps.
Since the fenders are rolled, we have to unroll them now to remove the spot welds.
So what are you measuring?
Measuring.
So we got a spot weld drill and it's a lot easier to get this off.
I made a big mistake. Forgot to measure the thingy here. How do you call it?
The lip.
The lip. I need to measure the lip and the thingy. Half. 4.5 centimeters.
Just like his.
While Kai is making the new piece, I'm sanding this to clean it up.
So we grind it here.
Grind it here, make this part flat. Of so, come out.
I think that's better.
So.
Okay, this is looking much better. So we gotta make place for this new piece, so it's time to grind.
Ooh.
And it looks like it's fitting nicely. And with our terrible welding skills, we weld it in, but nothing a belt sander can't correct. And we also need to close a part of the rear quarter.
There's smoke coming!
Some more grinding and some cutting to make the panel fit.
Yeah. Not fit.
And a little bit of hammering to put it into place. And now we remove the excess material so it fits nice and snug.
Yes.
This is a de-ruster, and which turns rust into something that is not rust.
So, start fill.
So we've put the de-ruster on here. You can see it. And the cool thing is, like, the rust is turning black here as well. So everything that was rust is turning black, and it won't rust for a long time anymore. So, wow, look at this hole.
So we're prepping up the edges to get ready for the welding.
So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna weld on the panel that we cut. So this one, and I'm going to be trying some welding. Probably going to be really shit, but let's see. Let's see how shit it is.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Bad.
How is it progressing?
Hit the 4th or 5th layer. I can't count it anymore. And I'm hungry.
Martin is on a diet.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Okay, back to the welding. So it's time for my first welds. So yeah, I'm struggling to get my first welds in and the timing of everything. But I mean, we gotta start somewhere. And hopefully it will get better over time. Because it really seems like I don't have a lot of talent for this. So I've gotta work hard and keep practicing. As it's already getting dark, maybe it's better for Kat to finish the rest of the panel so we can finish this quickly. With having the welds in place, it's time to grind it down and make it nice and smooth.
Okay, so we've welded the new panel in. We've grinded it down like this, so you can see it. We've grinded it down like this. And the next step is to add body filler. We're gonna put that on here, sand it down. And hopefully you don't see that much. It is Bondo time.
Because of the heat from the welding, the panels always warp a little bit and the welds are sticking out like small parts, so adding body filler is necessary to make it nice and smooth.
So just if you're wondering, no, we're not finished yet. But it's the end of the day, time to go home. Putting some primer on to protect it a little bit more. So we'll sand this down again, add more body filler to it. As you can see here, it's not that nice. Whoa! But it's all about progress, and we're gonna make it look nice and clean.
So don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button because we have a lot more to come.
So honestly, we don't know what's gonna be under this. We can see there's a big hole in here. We can see a little bit of rust here. This looks decent on the outside, but I don't know. Here we can see it start rusting already.
So we need to jack the car up to get access to the bottom screws on the side skirt. Let's undo these screws and hopefully they don't break.
So we actually had to move the car to this location, and we're gonna continue here. So as some of the bolts have snapped, we have to grind them off. Side skirts off. First things we're gonna do is remove these spot welds.
So we're using a spot weld drill to get these spot welds off. This is the easiest way.
So the question is, are we going to cut this whole thing out because we have the whole panel like this, or are we just going to start with this? But I think we just have to open it up and then see how bad it is.
And hopefully we don't uncover too many nasty surprises.
Here we can see there's already a little bit of body filler, so this has been repaired already. There are some good parts here. You can see this is pretty good. Here it's a little bit rusty. I think we have to discover more.
So we're cutting it open to see how bad it is, as also on the inside, because on the other side we saw that it was really bad, but let's see what's inside here.
So now it's time to see what's under this panel.
Looking good. Hey, looks good.
Well, this looks good.
Yeah,
That looks
no
rusty.
rust.
This is good.
So we're hammering the spot welds off so we can remove the full seal and see what's under there. This is looking worse than we initially anticipated. But let's see how bad it is.
Dun, dun, dun. This does not look very good here. This, I don't know what, yeah. This we have to explore what's happening. This is, what is this? Why is there so much on there? Plan is to remove this completely and then we have more space to work.
So we're using a wire brush on a drill to clean it up and then also clean up the spot welds by grinding them down.
So we're going to cut part of this panel like this because we don't need it here, and then it's easier to fit and measure where we have to cut the rest.
So out comes the angle grinder to cut this down.
It's time to cut. So we're going to remove the rear bumper, so surprise, surprise. Oh no!
And there's even more rust here, and honestly I'm a little bit worried if we can fix this or not.
Well, we could see it was already not that good here, so let's see how bad it is.
And this is where we decided to take the whole thing off. So it's time to yank this fender off.
There's another hole in here. See this body filler.
Let's
Musty busty.
let's cut this out.
Hello! Hello!
So we clean it up a little bit to see how far the rust is, how far the rust went. It's clean here, so we're gonna cut the rust out and make a patch panel. So you want rust? Roll your fender. So we need to remake a part of the inner arch here, the bottom of the panel and the top of the panel. So the challenge is to remake everything and to make everything line up as originally.
Difficult.
Challenge accepted.
So while Ka's making a new patch panel, I'm drilling out all the spot welds to really get this fender off.
This whole panel is gone.
Ta-da!
Yeah, it's not looking too bad for amateurs. Can it be better? Of course a pro would do this much better, but this is also a learning process for us, so we're just going and attacking it and come with the solutions that we see fit. Ooh, nice.
I think it sticks out a little bit too much. So probably somewhere near the dots. We'll see.
We've welded a new piece in, under piece like this. And this looks very professional. Now we're going to put this panel here. We're going to put some welds here so we know where to cut. Let's go.
To make sure that the panel stays in place, we welded it on and then started cutting. This way we knew it was going to fit. Or so we thought.
Yeah, look at it.
And we added a little bit of zinc spray to protect the body from rusting again.
So today we're gonna weld the side panel with a flux core welder.
But is it as good as a normal
The welds will be a little bit dirty, but you can clean that off, and we're gonna wire brush everything and clean all the welds off, so it doesn't really matter. The wire itself is a little bit more expensive because of the... Normally it's a solid metal wire, and this one has shielding gas in it, so the wire is like 3 times that expensive, but the welder is cheap. Beautiful.
And this is also where we started to notice that something was not right.
So it's now time to put back the panel and weld it in place. It seems like it moved a little bit, so we have to see like, okay, how are we going to fit this properly again?
So we're not sure if we can make this fit or that we have to buy a new panel, but we'll start to weld it in and see how big of a problem it is. And it also seems, because the fenders were rolled, the inner arches are also wider. But there's only one way to find out.
So what happens if you push the button, the wire will come out. As you can see. You hold it against the panel and the machine will do its work. Always let the weld cool down, so skip a little bit, go to the next, otherwise it will get too hot and it will warp your panel.
We tried to weld the panel on, but there's an issue, like it doesn't fit anymore. So eventually the solution is to weld in an extra plate behind it so we can bridge the gap and fill it with welds. It also gives extra rigidity, so it's a pretty decent solution. While the sun is setting, we weld the quarter panel on because we want to try and finish this today.
So we put the new panel in. Is it perfect? No, not yet, but we have to fix some stuff with the body filler. I think we need to hammer the panel a little bit, and we still have to do that side. We have cleaned this up a little bit. This, we're gonna try and fix this, but first
we have an issue to fix, and it mainly has to do with the rear fender and the lip. So let's say this is a stock Miata MX-5. You see, this is the fender here, the wheel is here. This is the line of the fender, and then we have the lip here. This is the wheel. So what happens when you lower the car? You see the car goes lower here. You can do it one more time. It goes lower here. You also see the fender goes lower here. There's a lot of clearance here, which is fine. If you have wheels that point more outwards like this, you can see it starts rubbing against this lip more outwards like this. It gets this really nice flush look, but it creates an issue here. So we need to fix this.
So for today, we're going to roll these fenders. We welded them in. They are not perfect, but we want to fix them after we've rolled them. So we rolled them, and basically it moves the inner fold like this. It folds it even more, because then the wheels start fitting. So to roll these fenders, we've got a new tool to do that. We bought this.
We bought it for only 58 euros, which is an equivalent of $60.
So this is a fender roller, and we're going to use this to roll the fenders.
Let's get the car inside, get these temporary wheels off, and start rolling.
Last time we actually rolled the fenders by using not a very proper way. So we used the phone book, jump on the car, and the fenders were coming out and rolling. But this time we're gonna do it properly with a proper fender roller. So have you used this one before, Kyle?
Never.
Never, ever. Okay, so we're going to put it on here, Ah, it fits very good.
See the yellow bumper.
So we move this to this side. We do it like this. Or maybe we need to hammer this in a little bit.
We're hammering the lip to get it more flat, so we can get the roller on the inside and roll the fenders.
We have a problem here that it doesn't fit. You see here? Like it goes behind the lip. So that's not how the roller is supposed to work. So what are we gonna do?
Two options, I think. Or we modify the roller here.
So we cut a piece off the roller,
Piece off, so
make it shorter.
or we'll try to hammer the wheel arch a little bit in, because it's only 2 millimeters, I think, 3.
Yeah, because it fits here. It fits here. And then once it's straight, it goes behind.
The problem is the car is really small and lowered so much.
It's not gonna fit. So I think the only solution is to adjust this tool. So we're going to grind off the top part.
And hopefully this is the solution we need. Because there's no turning back now.
So this was before the cutting. Now remove this piece. Ta-da!
Yeah, but now the question is, does it fit? Otherwise we have to cut even more. Let's see. Does it fit? Yeah! We fit it on and we see it fits. Okay, rolling. It's rolling time. So, the idea with rolling is that because it's on the hub, you roll it like this. It's basically also the center of the wheel. And then it folds the inner liner like this. Hopefully it works. Probably it works.
Hop to the thing first.
Hot two!
So by pushing the tool back and forth, it pushes the lip in. Rotate the lever in the front. This adjusts the angle and how much you want it to pull.
So we need to see how much we need to roll. So we put on the wheel again and then lower the car and see if it fits, if it rubs or not. And otherwise we need to roll it even more. 3, 2, 1, let's go! More. We still need a lot more. Okay, so we're gonna measure it like this. That's far.
So in this case we don't just need the lip to be flat, but we also need the fender to come out a little bit more. This is what they call pulling the fenders.
I'll be honest to say that rolling this, you don't want to roll it too much. It feels like it's too much if we do like the full centimeter. Let's see. So how far is it? Well, we thought it would have to go all the way here, but it feels way too far. I don't want to do it now. We're just going to put the wheel on again and see how it fits. Okay. So we've rolled one of the fenders now, and yeah, it's looking good. So we didn't do the full centimeter. That was too much, but you can see it should clearly fit now. And it doesn't rub on the tire. I think it's good like this. So we've been cleaning this all up. Drilled some holes here and here so we can spot weld this part in body fill. This part. So we've added the body filler on here. This is fiberglass body filler, which is extra hard. You can see the line is already coming back a little bit like this.
From here on it was a lot of sanding, putting on more body filler and a lot of welding, removing the welds and welding again. Yeah.
So we rolled the passenger side fender. We still need to work on a couple of little things here. For today, we're gonna work on this side. We have to roll this fender
Like with the other side, this time we're rolling again, hammering in the lip because we learned that we needed to do that and then get rolling. And will we be able to do it faster and better this time? You can clearly see the lip flattening while we're also pulling it a little bit. We're lowering the car again and it looks like we did a good job here.
You can see we rolled the fender. It's still a bit wet from the deruster. I'm gonna add body sealant so there's no dirt coming in here. So hopefully it prevents the rust from coming. So we're going to use this. Just gonna use my hands for this because it's easier to put it on, I think. And we put a lot on.
So let us know in the comments if you ever rolled your fenders or if this was a useful video for you.
We're progressing here.
So we successfully rolled the fenders and there's no more rubbing.
It's nice and smooth.
So this side, I've rolled the fenders now, put the sealant on. Then the next thing is to do the same here with the body filler. And basically then we have the next step that we're gonna do is this hole. So we can see the inside like this. The inside does not look good.
There's even more rust on the trunk, but we'll get to that later.
So it's time to clean this up.
We're using an angle grinder to clean it up and see how far the rust goes, but as you can see there's a lot of body filler on here, meaning that the car was already repaired.
So we've looked at the extent of the rust. So we can see this is, well, obviously there's a hole in there, so that's not good. But this is like multi-layered. So you can see this is an element and this is a different element. But we don't know how this is connected to each other. Honestly, I think we just need to cut the whole thing out like this, cut it out like this, then see how we're going to put the panel in.
So I'm cutting out the piece as straight as possible because then it's easier to recreate and put a new piece in.
Gone! So here's the piece, we got it out.
So while I'm working on the new piece, Ka is working on the body filler and sanding to make it nice and smooth.
Martin is also finally working on his car again.
I need money.
We need money! So I'm going to cut out a piece of this for there. You can see there's like multiple layers here. So I'm going to make the bottom one and then the top one. 6.5.
I'm measuring the piece so I know how much I need to cut off.
Ah, no, not good. But this is why you make it a little bit bigger. Take 2, new piece. Let's see if this fits. Okay, well it's big enough, so that's good. So I marked the plate where the bend is going to be. So straighten it up first.
The goal is to make it exactly the same as the original one, but that's not an easy task.
Okay, so normally for this kind of job you just use normal sheet metal, but we already had that metal. It is sheet metal, it's just bent, so we're just gonna use that.
I'm using really simple tools to do this, but I'm taking my time to make sure that it aligns properly.
Okay, so we have this and this. I'm going to measure this and cut this off. Trying to make the same profile.
I really hope taking my time is paying off in the end. So I'm just bending and hammering things into shape. And now for the moment of truth.
Okay, let's see. Let's fit. It's looking pretty good. Well, yeah, okay, almost. So when we started with this car, I never cut into a car, I never made a body panel, and I never welded. Now, I made the piece myself. I'm going to weld it in now. Let's see how I do. I hope it's better than the first time, so let's see. Okay, so I forgot to press record for these two first welds.
So I'm slowly adding welds at different places so it doesn't become too hot and the panels start to warp. So it's stuck, but obviously, well, it's not that clean, it's not that nice, but it's stuck and I have to grind it down. But I want to shape this properly first, so I have to hammer this in. So having welded it in place now, it allows me to use a hammer and a chisel to make the small adjustments that I need to do to make it sit flush with the other body panel. Because after this we need to weld something on top again. And we're grinding off the welds to make it nice and flush.
So I'm going to make the upper piece here, which is supposed to go like here, then here, something like this. Yo! So we're going to cut it out from here. So I'm thinking here, well, this is like almost perfect.
I didn't record this whole process because it's similar to the other piece, but if you want me to record more of this stuff, let me know in the comments.
So I made this new piece here. We're gonna fit it on. Okay, like this. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Grind off a little bit here and there. Then it should fit. So for this piece we need to make it round here, around like that, to make it look more OEM.
Yeah, okay, so let's do that.
Buzz! OEM style. So let's see. Yeah, let's just start welding it in. We're going to weld it in. I welded it in already, I forgot to record.
With the hammer I make it flush with the rest of the panel. As it's already getting late and dark outside, it is time to put the move on and weld this new piece in. And smooth it down with the angle grinder to make it more flush.
So this is the result. This is basically the first thing that I did by myself completely. Yeah, because with the other things Kai was helping already. Was helping with a lot, so he has more experience. I have zero experience. So I'm pretty happy how it turned out. Yes, I took my time. Maybe it took a little bit longer than some other people, but I mean, this is the first time. And most important thing is the hole is gone. We put this thing in, so the next thing that we need to do is like spray it so that it doesn't rust anymore, and then body filler, and then this should be done. Yeah, it's a nice and sunny day out. Last time we fixed the trunk,
but there is more. On the boot lid there's a little bit of rust. It seems like an easy fix, but
Rust, more rust. Let's see what we find behind this paint layer using this special tool.
very professional. Oh, that's not looking good.
so let's see how far the rust gets by removing everything.
So I'm thinking about cutting here because you can see some holes here. So means the metal is pretty thin. And here, so like this and this. Try to keep this shape like this. So we've cut this piece out now, and it's time to recreate this.
A few moments later.
So I made this to fit, and it fits very nice.
Because this piece is so small, it's hard to keep it in one place. But, you know, with enough welds, it sticks.
put in a new patch here. We grinded it down, making it nice, and now it's time for
Body filler.
body filler. It's coming on out the other side.
It's looking a little bit rough, but with the body filler we can make it nice and smooth. And then once the body filler dries, we sand it down and it's almost ready for paint.
Okay, so we put the body filler on, sanded it down, and it's looking good now.
But to protect the body filler, we're adding a primer to make sure that everything is gonna be good. But there's still so much to do on the car.
So far we fixed a lot of the rust. We've done quarter panels, the sills, trunk, but there's one thing we still have to do. And this might actually be the hardest thing that we have to do, which is the window sill. So you can see all the rust here. And the only way to fix this is to get the window out. After getting the window out, we have to put a new window in again. Wish me luck.
So the first thing we need to do is remove the wipers. Remove these small caps, then the bolts, and then yank it out.
So for this episode's job, we had to get some new tools to help remove the window. Hopefully this is everything we need to get that window out.
But first we have to remove this windshield valance.
As we can see, these screws are rusted.
And that means we have to drill them out one by one.
So yeah, it took us a little bit of time to get this out, but we can see the underside of the window now. So we can go on to the next part. Remove this trim.
But this also means we're getting closer to see how bad it actually is and if we can even save this. But not before we run into the next issue.
You can see it keeps breaking. And here we can see the rust. And we can see more rust here. I mean, does this look good or not so good? Does not look very promising, to be honest.
So hopefully these new tools can help us out, but not before another wild problem appears. It seems like there's excessive sealant used to put the window into place and making it really hard to get the window out. But we just gotta do it. But before we do that, let's look at the vandalization that happened. So while I was away, some people had a different plan with this car. Oh boy. But let's get back to that later.
We opened the little gap between the window and the body. We're using this tool to cut it out.
So with this tool we can cut the sealant between the window and the frame. But when your window is broken, yeah, it can snap. So by trying all the different tools, attacking it from different angles, we slowly progress. But it's taking very long to get this window out. But eventually it's out.
Okay, it only took us like an hour and a half of trying different tools. Obviously when you are a lot more experienced, you will do it a lot quicker. But what we learned from this is try not to break the window. It's time to assess how bad the rust is. Look at this. Oh my god, I don't know, is it worse? Worse than anticipated? Look. I hope it's not that bad. We just have to clean it up, then see how bad it really is.
So we're using a wire wheel to see if the metal under it is still good.
I think we have to remove this interior trim.
With the belt sander we can grind even more, and to our relief there's healthy metal showing, so
it still had its structural integrity, so we put some deruster on it. It should be good to go.
At the same time, Kyle's also working on the front bumper and sanding parts of the car already.
Time for
the new windshield and prepare to
put it in. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
We're using a degreaser on the edge because we have to prime it.
Oh, nice and black.
Otherwise the sealant won't stick. So we have to put it around the edge where the sealant will be placed. But because there's also some sort of paint, you don't want to get it on the window.
Oh my god.
But we should be able to clean this up with the paint cleaner. And we do the same here because it has to stick on both sides.
First time doing this. I hope it goes well. It's tight.
Hello?
So, here we go. Adding sealant for the first time. No pressure, right? The goal here is to get the perfect amount. Too much and it's a mess. Too little and, well, let's just say I prefer not to have a mobile aquarium. But hey, we'll only know if it's okay once the windshield is in. Fingers crossed.
So we applied the sealant. Now it's time to put the window on. What? Are we supposed to do this together?
We've reached the point that we can put the new window in. We've got to put it in straight and tight so, well, it doesn't leak and, well, it has to be in the center. So we have to do it carefully.
Yeah, so there's some sealant coming out.
That means
That means,
good coverage.
I hope. So we check here. There's some sealant coming out here.
No.
I hope that means it is enough. And we can cut this away probably. So on the inside, well, it's coming out a little bit. So the window is in. Now we have to wait like an hour and a half before it's dry. So we're gonna wait for that.
So, back to the vandalism. What happened? The idea was to make a race stripe. Because, well, you know, that's fun. And then it escalated.
No. No. Oké, klaar.
This is the Phoenix.
Ja, leuk hoor. Hé, rot op. Ga weg. Nee, geen gekke dingen doen. Don't do it. Miata. Oh, nee, nu is het klaar.
Okay, back to today. While the window was drying,
So what did you do? What happened?
I guess I'm too strong. I ripped this off. The
This is a piece of another thing to fix. We've washed the car because we want to see like which parts we still have to fix.
and we start by finding all the small dents, filling them up with body filler and sanding it smooth.
We still have to remove some stuff from the car. Then you can see we already did a lot of sanding here and there, but everything needs to be sanded. So I removed the hardtop. So if you see this is dirt. We can't have that. We should not have this on the paint. So I'm gonna use the wire brush, clean it up.
If we don't do this properly, the paint is not gonna stick. We also have to remove all these seals. This one was already old anyway. And these seals on the side, because you don't want to get paint on them. And also getting the front lip off because we need to primer the underside of the bumper.
Oh, let's go. So we moved the car outside and hopefully at the end of the day it will be fully primed. Time to get some cleaning going. Then sand it a little bit down for the primer so it sticks better.
So we need to sand the paint layers to roughen up the surface and give the primer something to grip. Skipping this step is like trying to stick a post-it to a wet window. It just won't hold. It's necessary for a good paint job. And also removing all these parts so we can paint under it.
We've sanded most of the car now. Will be still like a couple of small fixes. Then next up we're gonna add the primer. The thing about this car though is that you can see it has like all different colors imaginable. This was already the case when I bought it.
This car really seems to have a history. We don't know what happened to it, but we will continue rescuing this Miata. If this doesn't deserve a subscribe and a like, I don't know what is.
We sanded the whole car. Now it's time to clean it up.
So we wipe off the car with a simple wet towel, as we don't want all this dust coming inside, but we will primer the car.
We put the car inside now. We're masking it off, prepping it, even more prep. Masking it, oh so beautiful.
We need to mask these things off because we don't want the primer to go everywhere, but at the same time it's also masking things off so the dust doesn't come out and get on the primer, because you don't want that doesn't look really good. And using these plastic sheets really help to cover big parts, like the engine bay, the wheel wells, and we put the masking tape from the inside out so we can stick on the plastic from the outside. Sometimes you might forget something.
We have a small problem. The lights are still up, but everything is completely closed already. Okay, so we're just going to cut a hole. Yes!
So with that job done,
last things to do were rear lights, license plate things like that, exhaust. We've done that. Car's working on the primer. Ooh. Car already has experience with painting cars a little bit. He learned it himself, but is he really good? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. This is just primer, so it shouldn't be too scary. The final step is a degreaser to get rid of all the grease. And then it should be ready to be painted.
this is to remove any oils, dirt or residue from the surface. Even the smallest amount of grease can cause the primer or paint to peel or bubble later. Man, painting seems so sensitive.
What we're doing here?
Mixing the primer.
We're getting really close now and I'm actually getting very excited. What will the car look like when it's fully primed? But will it ever go as we plan it? But wait, what's this? It seems there's something wrong.
It's leaking. Oh no!
Car is looking a little bit stressed. That is not a good sign. Oh no, primer leaking, not good.
So what if it doesn't work? Tomorrow.
Well, I guess this is take 2 and hopefully it works. And yes, it seems the problem is fixed. Hopefully it does not come back. Okay, this is looking good. Let's just enjoy the process. And now it's also time for me to get my first experience painting. So Ka is explaining to me how to do it, to move from right to left, the distance that I need. Yeah, and me just trying what the gun does, getting a feel of it. Let's just go. But let's be real, my first attempt looks like I'm frosting a cake blindfolded. I'm not using my wrist, my distance is a little bit too far, and I need more overlap. You can almost hear Ka's patience thinning. And eventually, he takes over. And honestly, it's like watching a pro chef take the spatula from a kid playing with batter. But hey, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Okay, this is for the second layer.
The car already looks so much better. And this primer is a build primer. It's thicker, which allows us to sand it even more. It will give a much smoother finish for the paint.
It's fully sprayed with primer. Good job. Color reveal. Woo. The thing is, with this we can also see like a little bit more of what we still need to do. We still need to sand this down, but it's a good base. It looks a lot better than what it was. So we have to let everything dry, put all the stuff back again because we have to drive it back home. I'm happy with the result. I'm happy with how far we got already with the car. But there's still plenty of things to do. Even with the primer on, we still have a couple of things that we want to fix, that we see, that we already knew, that we still have to fix. But having the car in primer means that the car is protected properly, so it doesn't keep rusting and rusting again, and we don't have to put like the cheap primer on it. So with the proper primer on it, we still have work to do, but it's a good step in the right direction. Yes.
A few moments later.
The primer is dry. We're gonna get all this shit off. And we have to rebuild the car. Okay, let's do it.
You need to pull away from the paint to prevent the paint from cracking.
So with the primer on, we're getting a lot closer to painting the car. We've chosen a very unique color.
I'm gonna show it to you.
This is the moment of truth, and actually I've not even seen the color myself.
It's black.
Hey.
Well, not really.
Whoa.
And it's Porsche Oak Green. What do you think of this color? And what will it look like on the car? Let us know in the comments.
I like it. And guys, if you like what we're doing, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more content. Are you happy with the primer?
The primer.
Job?
It's done.
It's done. Finished.
Nardo gray.
Finished. It's looking a lot better than it was before, so I'm pretty happy about that. So let's take a closer look to what it looks like.
From this to this. Nice and clean and in one color. But it doesn't stop here.
Another thing we have to fix is the sealant from the backlights, because the car is pretty old.
So I'm not sure if I want to know what they look like now. So we start with removing the nuts to loosen the rear lights and taking it out.
Detach it.
And oh man, this really is not looking good. Look at this, it's falling apart. Obviously that's why there's moisture coming in.
So I bought some new ones. Here are the new ones. And we're gonna put that on. So, because I was also seeing that there was like water leaking inside the trunk. I hope this fixes it.
So we just put them on, the rear lights back in, and that should fix it. Next up, we also want to
Paint the inside of the door. Otherwise we get a different color on the outside. You open the door, you see the old color. I don't like that. So
since I have nothing bolted onto my door panel, I just pull it off. Normally there's isolation plastic, but on this car Well, it's not there, but we'll fix that later. There was some residue duct tape, so we have to remove that. And all these rubber seals also have to go. And this is where the sanding starts. And hours of sanding, but we won't bore you with that, because we have something way more exciting.
Okay, let's get this. Here. Oh!
Okay, it's not supposed to go there, but
Does it fit?
it's a duckbill spoiler we bought from Full Car Tuning.
A little bit. Can we fix this? Or do I have to send it back?
That's okay.
But we need to make a hole for the brake light.
Brake light. Ah.
Yeah, I like it. Looks pretty decent. I like it. I like the shape of this one. Put the spoiler on, or the duckbill. We were like figuring out like how are we going to put it on, because the fitment is not perfect on this. Gotta agree on that. But so we have the brake light here that we need to get out. And the question is, are we going to paint this first, then put this on, or just put this on and then paint the whole thing? We're just gonna glue it on. Let's do this.
So if we glue this on and it doesn't fit properly, we can't remove it anymore, and it means we will need a new trunk. So we better make sure it's nice and straight. With these clamps we make sure that it doesn't move anymore. And after this we still have to make the hole for the brake light, which proves to be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll get back to that later. So with this job sorted, we're going to do something we actually didn't plan doing right now.
I cleaned the car already. Adding some masking tape here.
And we're getting ready to paint this, and paint this.
Yeah.
We're going to paint the inside of the car, so we're going to see the color already. This is getting very exciting, but first we need to prep everything.
Everything is masked off pretty much. So we kept these things open so we can spray this open, spray this, not this side. Alright. Okay. Okay. There we go. So finally seeing the color. Woo!
So this first layer is the base coat, which is a thin layer to make sure that the paint sticks. The second layer, which will come later, is a thicker coat. Then you will see the color even better. Here we start with the second layer of paint. You can really see the color coming to life now. And I can't believe the car is finally getting painted. We worked so hard for this moment.
We put 2 layers of paint on. Ooh. Yeah.
The color really looks so different from various angles. I love it. And it's time for the next step.
So, what are we adding now? The clear coat.
This will transform the look once again,
Clear coat.
but really finishes it off.
I'm really happy with how the color turned out. It is really awesome.
The time is now to add the clear coat. You can see it starts shining a lot more. It's also a necessity to protect the paint. We'll be adding 2 layers of clear. A thinner layer, and the next one will be a lot thicker layer.
First layer of clear. Looking good. It's slowly coming together, the car. We've sprayed the inside now. We've put on the first layer of clear. Still have to do one more layer, right? One more layer of clear. Then we let it dry.
And this is the last layer of clear, and after this it should be ready.
And I'm really happy with the color. Color is looking really good. Really liking it.
But let's see what it looks like in the daylight.
It's getting colder outside. We painted the inside of the doors like this here. Yeah, looking nice. And almost like new. Pretty. So we have the duckbill. You can see some overspray here. And the front of the car, we already sanded it down a little bit. I think we still need to do a little bit more, but the whole car needs to be sanded to be nice and smooth for the whole respray. So this we sanded. These panels we need to sand. The hard top we need to do. The back panels, maybe we need to take the bumpers off, fix some of the things that we have. Then put some sealant on here, but clean this up as well. Yeah. It's coming together pretty nice.
And if you thought we were done with sanding, no. This is the most important part when it comes to painting a car. You have to make the base really smooth, because otherwise the paint will not look good. Sanding, I'm preparing the duckbill for some sealant. And I'll probably make a mess out of it, because I'm just not that good at it.
I'm going to add some sealant here. I'll use some tape to mask off until where I want the sealant, so I can pull it off on a straight line. Okay, so I'm gonna add the sealant here. Let's hope it works well. Doesn't look like shit. Only one way to find out.
I guess Mentor Car is telling me to go faster. And yes, it's looking pretty messy, as I guessed. But it should be pretty easy to clean it up before it dries.
One job done.
Time for some more sanding.
Putting some guide coat on the car, makes everything black, and then we sand the guide coat down so you know where you sand it and where not.
Sounds good to me.
Then I use the DA sander to sand the bonnet down with 600 grit, smooth out the surface.
So with the guide coat you can clearly see what has been sanded and what not. It also helps to show like little small imperfections which you might miss when just looking at it without the guide coat.
We've almost done everything. We're working on the rear now. There's a couple things that we want to remove. Like this. There used to be a badge here that I want to remove. So we have to fill these holes.
That's what we like, fill holes.
Are we going to do that with body filler?
No.
With plastic.
Yeah, so we're not going to use body filler, but we're going to use plastic.
And we'll explain you why and how.
Yeah, so how do you do that?
So we just warm up the material and melt it in, basically. Easy as that.
Easy.
Cheap as old soldering iron. Oh.
So since this panel is also made of plastic, the best way to repair it is to add plastic. Because the same material behaves the same. And especially when things heat up or cool down, they contract or expand in a different rate. So you can get cracks if you use the wrong materials.
Done.
Hey! Nice.
Close the holes. Sand it down.
And they're gone.
Gone.
Holes are filled.
And this is another thing done. It's the small details that make the difference.
Another one of the issues I had was that my wing mirror broke off. Maybe you remember from last time.
Last time.
I guess I'm too strong. I ripped this off.
So I had to order new ones. But instead of going for the standard ones, I went for these.
Really special one.
For these. Woo, racing ones. So let's see how it looks when I fit it on.
We got these from AliExpress.
Almost.
Yeah, they fit almost. You get what you pay for, I guess. But maybe we can make it fit with some adjustments.
Okay, so the new mirror is on. I'm gonna test it out, see how it looks from the inside. It's not easy to get in like this.
Must be an age thing. Okay, so what did we just install?
Well, basically, I don't see so much in these mirrors. Woo! Better than nothing, I guess. I don't know, looks weird. Not sure if I like this.
A few moments later.
We're gonna get rid of these mirrors because I hate them.
Because a little earlier.
So I'm in the car now, I'm driving, and we installed the new mirrors. But they are utter trash. I can't see them, and they're shaking like crazy. I'm gonna remove them, and I got these. I got them from Cabriohoeve, Dutch web shop for MX5s. And well, they're basically the standard ones because I know that they work and they'll be nice and new. Also, the difference is that these, compared to the old ones that I had, are like the European mirrors. So they are not zoomed in, which I really hate. I don't understand that. Why do they zoom in the mirrors? Like, you can see less. I don't understand. I really don't understand. I think it's pretty. So I got them on. Nothing exciting, but it works and it's new. Looking good. So one of the things that I want to do, which I forgot to do earlier, is remove the antenna. So we're going to remove this, then weld in a new piece and make it completely flush. Because I'm not using this anyway, so I think we can remove this. There's one. Then this. How do we remove this?
I think we need to remove the inside bracket first.
Okay, so we're trying to get this one out, but don't know how. So I looked up some tutorials on YouTube, but this one looks completely different. So not sure what's going on here. We're just going to cut it off. So it just seemed that the rubber was really, well, stuck to the whole thing. So we just removed the rubber with the angle grinder and it just fell through. So we have a small hole now. Nice measuring tool like this. So we're gonna make a piece of metal like this, weld it in. Very professional. Making a perfect circle. Can he do it or can he not?
To fill the hole we need to create a new piece, which has to be like perfectly circular like the hole. But since we don't have a killer saw, we have to do it this way. time for a test fit. A little bit too small. So we're gonna fill the holes up with the welds anyway. Does it fit or not? Do we need to grind a little bit?
A little bit.
A little bit. Perfect. Alright, time to weld.
Hey!
Stronger magnet. Now this magnet is too strong. Are we able to do it like this or not? Yes! Okay, so we put it in a new plate. Should have done this earlier, not now. And the hole is gone. So we've closed the hole where the antenna was, and we welded in a new piece, put in some body filler and sanded it down. This is the result. So the hole was here. It looks pretty smooth, but we can't feel anything. So we will have to sand this down again. All the things that we sprayed, we have to sand down lightly. We also added the Duckbill spoiler, but there's like a third brake light that we still have to get out. So probably the best way to make this hole is to do it from the inside. Drill it out with a small Dremel. Maybe should be good. I don't know how tidy and nice we're gonna make it. And it's raining. Good. So make a hole right there. With this small Dremel, it's really easy to make holes in a very tight space. It also allows me to work more accurately than compared with a big one. We can slowly see the shape forming, and it's time for the big guns. And it started to rain. I want to do this outside because there's the dust that comes from this, it's not good for when we want to spray paint stuff. So it seems to be clearing up, or not, but let's just keep going. Okay, so the hole is in here, it's in here. Now the trick is to make it as clean as possible, and I think that's the hardest part. So we're using a belt sander to see if we can make it straight. Honestly, it's not looking that bad, but to get it completely nice and straight, I'll probably have to sand it by hand. I was a little bit worried if it would look good, but doesn't look bad. Ooh, looks pretty good, I think. So I made a little bit of a smooth edge here also. Yeah, so next thing is put sealant in here to make it nice and close like this. Just gonna use my hand. Okay, I did make a mess out of it. Maybe I should have taped it off a little bit. But I'm gonna clean it up now. With this we finished all the small stuff. And we continue with prepping for the paint. Oh, actually we have a little bit extra primer. And then we thought, okay, maybe we have to do the hardtop again because it is not that smooth, to be honest. And I'm going to spray it.
Professional!
This is pretty much the first time I spray the whole thing. Wait. Will I do better than last time? Let's see. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Am I doing better or should I just quit this?
I think it's okay. There are some drops here, but I don't think it is because I sprayed too much, because this thing was leaking, so you can see it's a little bit leaking. Alright, but the good thing about the primer is we can sand it off. So if it's not perfect, it's okay because we can sand it off. And we already see some things that we need to fix. That's the good thing about the primer. It's like it makes it very obvious to see all the inconsistencies.
So next up is removing all the bumpers. To remove the rear bumper, we have to remove the rear lights and the license plate holder in the back.
Removed all the bolts. Taking this off. Removed all the clips here also. Yes. Come on off. Oh. Yes. Woo.
The original color of the bumper is yellow. That does not match well with the new color that we're having, so we need to sand all of this so we can paint this as well. With the rear off, we move to the...
So the easiest way to get the front bumper off is to, well, get the wheels off, I noticed. So I'm gonna get the wheels off first.
And after, we're going to remove the bolts in the bottom and hope they don't snap.
Okay, so this one is not coming off. It's like the thread is gone. It just keeps spinning over, so I need to grind it off. Yay, no.
So out comes the angle grinder and just cut it off.
Okay, it's off, but so because the angle grinder gets so hot, it's just burning a hole in there. See, even burned through here. So probably need like a ring for the next time to make it fit again. So I'm removing these lights. Remove the bulb, you just twist it, then it comes out. Yeah! So the final bolts for the front bumper are under here. Yeah! And it's off! So, finally got this thing off.
We're driving the car outside because the time is finally here.
We put the rear bumper here, this front bumper, because we are going to paint those already. I'm very excited to see how this turns out. If it doesn't turn out well, then we can do it again. But I have a lot of confidence in Ka. He has been practicing. He has a new gun, which he says is really good, so let's see. Let's see. I'm curious. But first of all, we have to prep all the panels to make sure that they're ready for painting. So we're gonna do that now.
The conditions are suboptimal for painting, and painting is very sensitive. It's really cold now and paint doesn't like that. So the paint might not flow properly, or we get more dust or bubbles or other chemical reactions. There are a lot of things that can go wrong. So we're taking a risk here, or wait for the weather to be better. We're taking the risk, so let's go.
Okay, it's time to spray.
And hopefully everything turns out well. We're now in the hands of the paint gods.
This is looking good. I like this color. Oh, look at this. Okay, so this is the first layer, and we can actually see some things that are coming out now, like this, that we didn't see before. We didn't feel it. Like the really small things that we can see it. We want to try and see if we can fix it a little bit by sanding it really lightly. The car's gonna sand it with very lightly with the 800 grit.
grits.
Hopefully we can fix it a little bit. Have you done this before?
Yes.
So after the sanding, we're adding a new coat of paint to cover up the sanding, and hopefully it looks better.
Okay, so that was the second coat on. I'm curious to see how it dries up, and then we still need the clear coat. Let's see a little bit here. Okay. Okay. So is this the way how you're supposed to do it? Probably not, but I mean, we're not experts. We're just amateurs trying to do this. And obviously, next time we gotta sand it even better. Like, pay more attention to it. We learned at least that, you know, when you see these small cracks as well on the bumper, you're gonna see it in the paint. So, was it a good idea to fix this bumper? Well, we tried it, we learned something new, and that's all part of the process. Anyway, it is looking a lot better than it was. So, I am pretty happy still with the result. Maybe we need to get a new bumper. But let's just finish this first and then see how it looks.
Because the next step is adding the clear coat, and Ka is preparing it. Let's see how shiny it gets on these big panels. Obviously we've seen a little bit of this already on the inside, but this is still a different part. This is the outside. These are the things that you can see. Look at the shine on those things. And even if it doesn't work out, I mean, I'm happy that we're doing this.
We let this dry and it's
Ready for the second coat.
Ooh!
And that's it for the paint layers. And it's looking good.
Put a heat lamp on so it dries a little bit faster.
So with this tool we can measure how warm the panels get. But even with the heat lamp on, they are only 15 degrees.
Maybe you have to put it a little bit higher. Can't wait to put it on the car and see what it looks like. Hit the subscribe and the like button, because we're not finished yet and there's a lot more coming for this car. And maybe even more cars in the future.
So are we ready for the results?
I mean, this color is phenomenal. Just look at it. And you can see it's dry now. And it's looking mint. Really love it. You can see the color. It's a beautiful color. Obviously not the whole car done, but we have done this, and it shows a little bit of what it's gonna be. And it looks really fresh and new. I really love it. There are obviously some things some minor details that we still have to buff out, like small specks of dust that we have here. And here there was a drop of rain or water that came on here, and well, you obviously see that in the paint. These things are gonna happen, but it looks a lot better than what it was before. The depth of it, it's a really beautiful car. I love it. So this is the front bumper that we did. It makes the car look so different. I really can't wait to paint the rest of the car. Today is the day that we've been waiting for a long time.
We're finally going to paint the car for 150 bucks. But we have one big problem.
We have limited time. We only got until 8 p.m. to finish the whole car. Is it enough time? I don't know. First off again, we're gonna remove all the bumpers. Okay, so that's the rear bumper off. We need to do it because we also want to paint this and this, which is under the bumper. So we also have to remove the front bumper, so let's do that. For this one I'm gonna use a magic trick. Woo! It's gone! Prepare this place, obviously clean it. Then we're also putting water on the floor, because then the dust doesn't come up.
To show up late when we have a deadline. Positioning the car where we want to paint. Removing the mirrors. Almost smashing my head casually into the door.
We're going to remove this trim.
So we have to remove a lot of stuff because we want to paint under these things. And now we start masking everything off. But this time it's not just masking off, we're also closing things so there's no dust coming from these parts when we start spray painting. Because that can ruin the paint job.
Been already busy for about 3 hours and we're still masking everything off. It's a lot of work and I hope we can make it in time, but it's not looking too bad if nothing goes wrong. We're looking at the paint and we already used some for the bumper and stuff, and maybe we used a little bit too much, so we actually don't know if we have enough paint to paint the whole car.
Another thing to be concerned about, but we just gotta move forward.
So now we have to clean the whole surface with the degreaser, the whole car, making it clean. We are now ready to start painting the car. There are a couple of spots that are exposed. Ka keeps saying it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, but I've heard that before.
So we're adding a little bit of primer here to make sure that it's covered.
I guess this shows that there might be a problem.
If you look closely, you see a weird pattern. And that is not a good sign. It means the paint is reacting to something.
It's time to mix the paint. I hope we have enough paint, otherwise we're screwed. And we need to start all over again. So this is a nice tip. If you don't want to spoil all your paint by pouring it out, use some tape to make a nice V shape here. Almost the whole can. We thin it down.
How do you know how much you need?
Experience. It needs to have a milky consistency.
Okay.
Is this milk?
So next step is?
Painting.
Are you excited?
Always.
Because?
The last step is the most satisfying step, which is paint.
But also the most daunting, because if you mess this up, no pressure. Okay, ready.
So here we go with the first layer of paint.
Old Miata with the green hue, painted oak to the skin smooth. Add a turbo, maybe some exhaust, gonna test it on a sharp bend. Heard you want a neat ride, DIY to clean it. Old Miata painted new coupes, we need sapphire Swiffers. With some elbow grease, hard work pays off. Huff and puff, but save a few bucks. Make the money, no cutting corners. Gonna hope that we don't screw it up. We've been dusting in a workshop.
This is the first layer of paint. But we're seeing some things that we don't like. Hopefully it clears up with the second layer.
And how are we on the paint?
I think we're good.
Maybe. I feel like we didn't put that much on.
First layer is always a very light layer to introduce to the car. So the next layer we will put on much thicker, so it will stick to the paint.
Here we go with the second much thicker layer. And hopefully the weird spots that we saw will be gone. You can see how much better the coverage is and that the color is becoming a lot deeper. Time to add the last bit of paint.
The car is green. Okay. So what are you doing?
There are some reactions in the paint. I'm gonna try to sand it out and repaint this part. Hopefully we can save it. Otherwise we need to redo the whole thing, which is not good. Could be that it's too cold here. Could be that there are some contaminants in the air which is reacting with the paint.
So we fixed this a little bit. It's looking better. So we had enough paint, so we shouldn't have worried about that too much. It was just enough, to be honest. So the next step is to add the clear coat. This will make the finish completely different again. Yeah.
We've been working on this car for months, fixing rust, body panels, rolling fenders, replacing the front window, primering the car, and a lot of sanding.
I mean, the journey up to now, till getting here. Oof. So it's 7 o'clock now, and we still have to clean everything up, do the clear coat, and then put the car back together still. And the paint has to dry. Do we have enough clear coat? With the clear coat on, it's going to transform the color, or the whole look gets this really glossy look to it rather than it being very matte. So then it's gonna be really nice and shiny. I'm curious how it looks. Ah man, I love this color. It's looking good, to be honest.
Clear coat time. Mixing cup, clear coat, hardener. This is a 2K clear coat, so it always needs a hardener. The heart makes a chemical reaction and then it will harden. Now we add the hardener. We thin it out, say 10%. Then we do a mixie.
In 3, 2, 1, let's go.
You boys ever wake up and paint a Miata green? Like Porsche green, would you put a clear coat on? Are we in trouble? Will she dry in time?
And this is the last
How
coat.
many coats to go? Can we get this right? Are we in trouble? I hope we're not. I can't stop asking. Are
So, are you happy?
It's a professional paint job. Look at the results. Ooh. So shiny. Too bad we have some dust. Not some dust, but we have a lot of dust. That's what you get painting in a garage.
But it's more than normal.
Can be that that we didn't mask it up super, let's say airtight, they call it. But there's still some gaps open, like here. A lot of air comes in, and then the air needs to come out somewhere else. So that will probably carry some dust with it.
So we have to do better next time.
But the good thing is, it is in color. It is in color. It's fully protected now.
Not my paint quality still today.
And so we just finished painting and we have 15 minutes to go. Only thing is, we still need to remove everything and put the car together. But man, I am excited. I'm happy, although it's not perfect. I mean, the car has not ever in its whole life looked this good with the paint looking this shiny. I love it. I love this color. I'm really excited. Can't also wait to see what it looks like with the combination with these wheels. And I actually have never told you about what these wheels are, but maybe some people know. If you know, let me know in the comments what these wheels are.
I'm quickly removing all the tape while the paint is still wet, otherwise it will crack. The reason why we had to hurry is because we both had an appointment. But we really wanted to get this car painted, so we decided to go for it. What will it look like in the daylight?
So, yesterday we painted the car. We didn't finish it all in time. So here it is in the daylight. You can see there's still some of the wrapping up. We tore most of it off already. We look at the paint job. The paint job itself looks pretty good, but there is quite a lot of dust here. More than we anticipated, more than we had on the bumpers or anything.
But this is something that we can remove by sanding it. It's something that we'll do at a later stage. First, get all these small things off, put back all the trim and all the pieces. So we can finally see what all the work that we've put into this car really looks like. And here she is.
Amazing!
Amazing! I mean, the car has never looked this good.
Although she's not completely finished, still missing the front lip and the side skirts and a couple of details here and there.
And look at this. Obviously we still have to clean some stuff, but it is in one color. Can't also wait to see it in different lighting conditions because this color changes a lot. I love it. I'm excited.
You know that feeling when the project's almost done, but something still keeps bugging you? Chrome door handles, too old school. Wipers, rusty. The front lip and side skirts completely faded.
So today we're going to paint the front lip, the side skirts, also the wipers, and lastly we're gonna dechrome the car and make it nice and black.
But the question is, will it actually look good or are we making a big mistake?
What are you doing?
This could be a game changer or a total disaster. But anyways, let's get started.
So we're gonna clean this up with a pressure washer because it's still dirty, we didn't clean it up.
The dirt needs to go before we can start sanding. Then wiping it off by hand. So we can start sanding. We're sanding with a Scotch-Brite hand pad. This allows us to get in the difficult spots. Because if we don't prep it right, the paint or the primer will not stick. With all the shiny parts gone, we ran into a problem.
So
to paint this black, we want to get this out. So we've been turning this and it spins, but it's not coming out. So underneath there's a bolt that's also turning. We actually tried a lot of things to get this loose, but it didn't work. So there's only one solution, and hopefully this works. But I think for now we just have to grind it off. So this has to come off and see what's under there. Hopefully not more rust. To protect the fresh paint, we're covering it up. And out comes the angle grinder. And the drill. And after quite some time, that's one, and then we had another one, but with a different issue. So how can we keep it from spinning? Yeah. This is looking better. So we started with a small drill and slowly working up to the bigger drill until the head of the bolt is completely gone. That's one out as well. So we have to take this one out. There was water leaking inside the trunk and we think this is the culprit.
Same.
Gasket
Gone.
gone. Looks the same, yeah. Looking good! No rust.
Primer. This bumper lip is polyurethane. And it doesn't have anything on it, which means we need to prime it first before we can paint it. I'm gonna use a rattle can primer, which is fine because it's just a front lip which will be then standing in.
Okay, so we're getting closer, but the hardest part still has to come.
Let's start by removing the windscreen wipers. That's one.
And that's two.
Let's remove all the rust with a wire brush.
It's important to remove all the rust, otherwise it will come back and will ruin your paint.
Almost clean. Let's clean it up with some degreaser.
Because paint and grease don't go together. And afterwards we add some primer, getting them ready for the paint. And we do the same thing to all the chrome parts. We sand it, clean it and primer it. And the chrome hardtop latches, yeah, you guessed it. But there's one more chrome part we need to remove. The door handles. Just pop. So we just remove the door card. So loosen these two nuts here and there. Unclick this one. Then pull out the door handle a little bit so we can access this from the top and remove it. That's the door handle, and yeah, you guessed it. What are you doing?
Hey! What's he doing?
Painting my belt.
Why?
And a spray can.
Why is he painting his belt? It looks actually pretty good.
This is kinda weird, you see.
Like new. Even masked it up properly.
Shake it up, here we go.
Primed everything. Like this. Ooh, nice in the primer. And this is the moment of no return. Then, Ka, you are ready to paint? Okay, here we go. The first layers of paint. And already looking a lot better than it was. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit. I'm already liking the result, and this is just the first coat. And then we get to the door handles. These are a little bit tricky to paint because you have to paint inside the door handles as well. But with really small layers it works well. And the wipers we do with the spray can for a separate tutorial. First coat is on. Can't wait to see everything on the car and it being complete.
Can't wait to put my new belt on. Ooh.
But this is kinda weird, you see.
Actually looks pretty good.
You know what they say about belts with rough edges.
Actually, I don't. We'll get back to this later. Time to add a second sticker coat. And next up is the clear coat. This will make everything look nice and shiny and at the same time protected. And these are the last coats of paint. And now it's time to dry.
Guess it's a fashion life hack.
It's time to unmask my belt. Look at the result. Remove the masking tape.
Belt reveal.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Bam!
Wait a sec.
Looks like a new.
Too late now, no going back.
So now we mount everything back. And we start with the wipers and drying the door handles with the heat gun and mounting it back. And onto the side skirts, which we'll be fixating with drift nuts. The front lip and some additional upgrades. It's crazy to think how far this Miata has come. What started as a rusty, neglected project slowly turned into something I'm proud of. Every piece we fixed and every late night working on it, it all built up to this moment. And now, standing here, looking at this, I feel proud and happy that we've done this. And here he is.
They say that goddamn right the car should be in a museum, though they are wrong still. Whenever I see them, I grin ear to ear because I know they're the costume. Wanna start tectonic shifting, they're gonna cause them. Hopping in the driver's seat, they aren't backing down, but they won't admit defeat. Not today, not today, we defying entropy. Seeing them in the Miata and the Civic, they're complete. Smack a silly sonic blow, clutch is done again, it is hard to get a clue. What happened to y'all ever read the manual? We gonna see this through like we are building neon shows.
This means that the outside is pretty much complete, but there's still so much more to come. One of the things is under here. One of the weaknesses of the Miata that we're going to fix. And we actually have an exciting new project coming up as well. So hit the like and the subscribe button because we have so much more to come.